Hey, Gym Rats Nation, this is Coach Johnson coming to you again, and I just want to talk to you for a brief minute about favoritism. So I'm out at the park last night, working a guy out in a tryout. And so right in the middle of the tryout, we're talking, and he said, Coach, he said, I was thinking that the 45-minute drive that I had to make here was a little too much. And I said, really? So he said, yeah. I said, well, you know what? I said, 45 really isn't a lot at all. I said, because since year one, we've always had guys that would drive an hour to 2.5 hours away to attend practices and games and things like that. So when I told him that, his eyes got big, so he really couldn't believe it. So he said, man, my 45 minutes, really isn't much compared to a guy that's driving, an hour and even 2.5 hours away. So I said, no, not at all. I said, but, now I said, we have a guy that drives from 5 hours away to attend practice and games. So he was kind of blown away. He said, 5 hours? And I'm like, yes, 5 hours. And so he was really blown away by the fact that a guy would make the commitment to drive 5 hours away to attend practices and games. But here's what I attribute that to. Since day one, I've always treated players fairly, and I've always given players a chance. And it's not based on the fact of them being my favorite player. I've seen how favoritism has played a part in the way that coaches handle things, and in how it affects the team, how it affects the players' self-esteem. And so I decided a long time ago that I would not allow favoritism to play a part in what I do as a coach. And as a result, since year one, I've had players that drive an hour away. I've had players that would drive from 2.5 hours away, and now I have a player that's making the sacrifice to drive from 5 hours away. And I can only attribute that to the fact that I'm willing to give a player an opportunity based on them as a player and not on them being my favorite. And when you do that, you cannot do anything but have success. And so we're gonna keep things moving, and we're gonna keep giving players opportunity, and we're not gonna let the favoritism card ever enter the picture, because I wanna build something that's going to be around for the next 30-40 years. And I believe that I can do that by not playing the favoritism card. This is Coach Johnson coming to you again briefly, talking to you about favoritism. I'll see you the next time.